Hello, I'm Kat. Welcome to Kat Sara Yoga and this Yoga Quickie, yoga for your hamstrings. Enjoy. Find a nice comfortable seat on your mat and take a nice inhalation as you shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them down your back. Lots of space between your ears and shoulders. And then on your inhalation, reaching your arms up and exhaling as you circle your wrists down in towards the midline of the body. Bring palms to touch and inhale, reaching your arms up. Exhaling, circling your wrists down away from the midline of the body. And then relaxing your arms down. From here, coming forward to hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Curl your toes under. Push the floor away as you send your tailbone up and back into downward dog. It's okay to keep your knees bent. You want to aim to be a straight line from hands to tailbone. So push the tailbone up and back, and you're hopefully going to begin to feel a stretch in your hamstrings already. From your downward dog pose, walk your hands back towards your feet. Let your heels come down. Let your knees be as bent as they need to be for your belly to rest on your thighs. Don't let your weight rock back into your heels. So if it does, you can bring your weight slightly forwards, maybe even bending the knees a little more, and really push your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Inhale as you walk your fingertips away from you, lifting collarbone up and forward. Maybe make gentle fists, or if you can have your hands flat, that's okay too. So I'm going to go for gentle fists. And then from here, we're going to bend the left knee as you bring your left hand into the center, so right underneath your chest, and reaching your right arm up. So we're twisting the upper body towards the right. And then exhale as you come back to center, placing your right hand in the center, bending your right knee, and reaching your left arm up. Maybe you're able to flatten the hand now, maybe you still want to stay up onto fists. So then exhale, bringing your left hand into the center, bending your left knee. Inhale, twisting to the right, reaching your right arm up. Keep rolling that right shoulder back. And I haven't got my right leg straight because it won't go straight because my hamstrings are tight, that's okay. So let's keep going. Really nice slow movements. As if you were swimming through honey. Make sure your head doesn't flop back. So if you are looking up towards your top hand, tuck the chin slightly first and then turn the head. That keeps the back of the neck really long. So let's make this the last round. Taking your time, come back to center, plant your hands shoulder width apart and coming forward into downward dog. Just taking a breath or two here as you push your hands into the earth, stretching your tailbone up and back, maybe have a paddle out for your feet, and as you lower your heel towards the floor, you get that stretch in the back of the lower leg a little more. Inhale here and exhale as you step your right foot forward in between your hands, lower your left knee down, top of the foot to the mat, inhaling up onto fingertips. Ground your hands and exhale as you pull your right hip back. You can let your right foot lift off the floor and breathe here. Keep drawing that right hip back and rounding over the knee. So nice hamstring stretch. Coming forward into your lunge again and then curling your back toes under, step back into downward dog. Have another little paddle for your feet, dropping alternate heels down and maybe having a moment in stillness here in your downward dog. Take a nice breath in and as you exhale, step your left foot forward in between your hands, lower your back knee down, top of the foot to the mat. Inhale up onto fingertips. Ground your hands and exhale, pull your hips back, rounding over the knee. Keep breathing. Keep drawing that left hip back.
Keep relaxing your face and your jaw, lips, teeth and tongue. And then coming gently forward into that lunge again. Curl your back toes under, step back into downward dog. Have a nice paddle out for your feet. Inhale slowly onto hands and knees. Bring the tops of your feet to the mat. Exhale down into child pose. And slowly drawing your tummy in towards your spine. Rolling yourself up to sitting. And coming into a comfortable seated position. You may well need a yoga block or other similar support for this next pose. I definitely will need one. So bring your right foot so that the top of the foot comes flat to the mat and thigh extends out in front of you. If you can't get the top of your foot flat, then sit up on something higher. Extend your left leg out. You don't have to have this left leg completely straight. It's important that you're centered on your sit bones. So move the flesh of the buttocks out of the way and make sure that the pelvis is neutral. Inner hip bones level with the back rim of bone, so not tipping backwards like a bowl of water spilling out the back, and you feel your weight centered on the sit bones and not tipping back on them. The more you bend this knee, the more you'll be able to be centered on your sit bones. We want it to be as straight as possible, and sitting up on something higher can help you create more straightness in this leg. Have your foot a combination of pointed and flexed, so you can point the ankle and curl the toes back towards you. Feel like you're extending energy out through the ball of the foot. And just breathing here for a moment. Lifting and lengthening up the back of the body and inquiring into tipping forward to the front edges of the sit bones. So every inhalation, you feel that you lift and lengthen a bit more. And every exhalation, you inquire into tipping forward to the front edges of the sit bones. Taking this really slowly, because as you hold these stretches for a few rounds of breath, keep breathing into the stretch, then it really helps to release and open the muscles. Make sure that you are indeed tipping forward to the front edges of your sit bones. And if you're struggling with this, then just stay upright, and that's okay. Make sure you're not tipping your pelvis backwards. If you are, then sit up on a higher block. Good. So from your tipped forward position, over a few rounds of breath, slowly lengthen yourself back upright. And then let's swap over legs. So right leg extends out, left leg comes behind, top of the foot to the mat. It's helpful to move the calf muscle out of the way and make sure that the top of the left foot is on the mat flat. And if you can't bring the top of the foot to the mat flat, sit up on a higher block. Move the flesh of your buttocks out of the way so you can really feel yourself centered on the sit bone. Flexing your foot and spreading out your toes. So you feel as though you're very slightly pushing the ball of your foot away as you curl the toes back towards you. So the foot is sort of halfway, or a combination of pointed and flexed. A little bit extended at the ankle as the toes curl back towards you. Nice spread out ball of the foot. Check that you're centered on your sit bones, you're not tipping backwards on the sit bones, and if you are, sit up on something higher. And inquire into tipping forward at the hips. You might like to have your hands on your pelvis just to begin with, to feel that sensation of the back of the pelvis lifting and the front tipping forward. And then when you've got that sensation, you can just bring your hands down by your sides. Inhaling, lifting and lengthening up through the spine. And exhaling, inquiring into tipping forward. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. Make sure you're not craning through the back of the neck at all. And we're just breathing here. You might like to close your eyes. Identify where you can feel the stretches.
Slowly, over a few rounds of breath, make your way back up to sitting. And then releasing your legs, just giving them a little shake out. And coming back to your cross-legged position. Bring palms to touch. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. I'll see you next time. Bye.